Hi YouTube, I hope you're all doing well. I used that bar of shampoo conditioner last night. The one that said like it's for travel or for the gym or whatever. I don't know, I wasn't too happy with it. If you have long hair and you take it on travel with it, I suppose, yeah. But I had a really tough time combing it out, and it made it really weighty. It was almost like just using a bar of soap and then putting conditioner in your hair, which the it was like I don't know if they made the soap with animal fat. I didn't really look at the ingredients, but it seems so. I threw the box away after I opened it, so I could go look, but it seems like the fat product in the soap stayed in my hair. Like I say, it weighted it down, so it wasn't really, and it didn't really get shiny or soft or anything like that because of the conditioner in there. I would say, yeah, if you're traveling and you have shorter hair, that might be an okay thing. I don't know, I'm not really just talking about shampoo today, but I thought I'd tell you about, I was curious about that because they're making things with less packaging, and of course with just a cardboard box, you don't have the whole bottle and the whole, well, and it doesn't have any water in it, so it's more of a pure product. I mean, as far as if you want, you lather it up in your hands and then put it on your hair and shampoo it through. So I would rate it a 5 out of a 10, that type of thing. I've only used that one brand, so I'm not really sure if the other ones if they make other ones, what they're like, but if I try them, I'll let you know. Another thing I ran across today, I'm not going to make it right away because I had cheese. Last night I made a homemade pizza crust and made a pepperoni and cheese pizza. So, but I ran across this recipe for grilled cheese, and you take grated Parmesan cheese. Hopefully it's the good, if you can get your hands on it without sawdust in it, like the Parmigiano Reggiano. But if you can't, But anyway, so you take grated Parmesan and you butter your bread and you put both sides down into the cheese and you grill them and you put cheese on each piece and then you shove that under the broiler and you get it bubbly and then slam them together and it looks so good. I could just like have some of that with like a tomato soup and a grilled cheese. Yum. Doug likes chocolate milk, pickles, and grilled cheese. But either way would be wonderful. I'm not big on I've had the chocolate milk. I like the pickles with it, but it's really not the healthiest thing to eat anyway. I don't know. I think my pizza was healthier than buying a pizza because it had more, I had a lot of cheese and a lot of pepperoni. It's a huge pizza I made on my cookie sheet, and I had 3 chunks, so did Doug, about like that, and we were full with 2 chunks. That would have been just fine, so I'm probably gonna today, I don't know if we're having it tonight, but put it in the freezer so I'll have like a quick meal. I had spaghetti sauce left from making that crock pot lasagna, and I didn't want to waste it, so I decided to take my ingredients and make that pizza. So, oh, no, we had the pepperoni and the cheese. I had made them tortilla pizzas, and you dunk them in pizza sauce or marinara. Those, they're okay. You might as well just take a flour tortilla, put your stuff on it, and throw it in the oven for 10 minutes if you're gonna. When I did that in the pan, and I used a copper chef, they're not supposed to stick. That stuff was sticking all over, and you go to release it as you roll it up and then cut it. And I wasn't impressed with the gooiness of the whole thing. It takes like, 10 minutes to bake a pizza. If you're going to do it on the stove and you do one thing at a time, might as well take a couple of them, put them on a cookie sheet and shove them in the oven and you're done, You don't have to, I don't know. That's just my outlook on the whole thing. But anyway, so here I am talking about food. I didn't know what I was going to discuss today anyway, just saying hello. But yeah, I had watched Professor Vaknin was talking about is homosexuality natural, and how even farmers or whatever will cull out, it's nature's way of, they're not passing on their genes in the human gene pool at all. It ends with them. So it is nature's way of culling this out of our society, even though it looks bad. Nature will take care of itself, I'm sure. So cheers, everybody. Don't go anywhere with your brains thinking I wish any bad on people. I don't. If you're not doing things around children and trying to take a child's mind or heart away from God, I don't care what you do. It's when they involve the kids. It's like I shared a short video, Gays Against Groomers. It's the groomers in our society that fandangle little kids that I will certainly take your head off if I saw something like that. That's how strongly I feel. If I walked in on something like that, I would definitely want to chop a person's head off for that. Without a doubt, I wouldn't even. Mercy is not something that would come into my mind at that moment. I've seen ramifications of abused children like that are still suffering today, or imprisoned, or sickly, or different things that happen to kids when they've been abused, sexually abused children. Yeah. They don't always turn out to abuse others in life. A lot of times they take it out on themselves, Sometimes they hurt other people, but probably, maybe a lot. I don't know. I'm not them. Well, I am them, but I don't hurt other people or think about hurting children, So, anyway, I was thinking about loners. I'm somewhat of a loner, but I've been around great crowds of people, and I don't mind that. I really don't. I did get to a point in my life where I did go into hermit mode, kind of, and didn't want to even socialize. I just was entirely sick of people and their baloney, and I just couldn't for a while there. I couldn't force myself to even want to be around them. But I do know people, and I'm thinking of one person in particular. He loves people, and he wants friends. He wants friends and family to show him that he's important and show him that they love him and want to be around him. But he does not want to be around them. Not really. He's somewhat of a loner like that. Do you know anybody like that? I really do. He wants friends, but he doesn't, you know? See, I could say he moved to a new place, go out and make some friends, but that sounds easy, like for typically. And then this person has speech troubles too, so it's not as easy as one might imagine. You know, it's not just a simple task to go out and like grab somebody off the street and start talking to them and befriend somebody. It's not always the easiest. And I don't know, but I still would suggest it. I would say, hey, try and make some new friends. Um, can we ever have enough of them? I don't know. I mean, it's not like the whole world's gonna like us anyway because people are so diverse, you know. But I don't think it hurts to try. So I was in a George Thorogood mood this morning for music. So I played some of that. And, yeah. I was, I, and it was a little odd because I was thinking about playing California Dreaming, um, but but I don't dream of California, you know. But it starts out Monday, Monday, in the song. But just as I was thinking that, and I thought, nah, I'm more dreaming like Hawaii. Yeah, it was right when I was thinking that Doug came in and said something about the elite, so-called elite, rich people building their bunkers over in Hawaii where the magma is like up on the surface when the volcanoes around there. It's really not a very smart place to build an underground bunker, but they obviously think it is, but I don't. I don't think it's very smart at all. What do you think? Even in my state, my kids dug a hole in the side of the hill and put their dog in it and put a piece of plywood over the top and went out hiking in the woods because they didn't want to have to worry about the dog running off chasing something or whatever because it was a young dog. Luckily, I found the dog in there. It was filling up with water. It dug into a spring in the side of the hill, you know. I mean, and if it had started raining, if I hadn't have found that dog, I don't know. The hole's still there, and it's still got water in it, but anyway. Kind of funny, but not funny at the same time, you know. But anyway, poor dog. Just wanted to go with his kids, you know. Oh, there was something else about that Hawaii thing, or what was it? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Guess I don't recall. I don't, like I say, I don't really know. Just shooting the breeze today. Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say. Gentlemen, if you ever want to butter your wife up, whether she believes you or not, that's up to you, or up to her. But I had shared yesterday a picture of me where you can go and make a puzzle out of yourself, and it was Native American, and they made me dark skin. You can have that done. So I shared that with Doug, and I said, me with darker skin. And he wrote back, like I'm okay the way I am. He said that my beauty is unsurpassed. Whoa, that's slick. If you ever want to, I don't know if she'll believe you if you tell her that, but if you tell her that, that's an excellent line. Wow. That 66 years, that's the best line I ever heard. That probably get him some brownie points for a whole nother year right there. Really. Who doesn't want to hear that, right? I wrote back, you're pretty cute, pretty darn cute yourself. You have to be careful with narcissists. If you tell them that they're the cutest thing in the world, it could go like wonky on you. It could go like way haywire. You have to be careful. You got to let them know that they're good looking, but you can't just. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. You just can't, because they feel like that about themselves. And well, typically they're going to act like that. They don't really inside feel like that, but they're going to act like that anyway. So you have to be at the happy medium with that. See, I'm a strong believer that a couple on this planet should probably think that nobody else on the planet is as beautiful as their spouse. But I'm kind of old-fashioned like that. And I do believe a woman's beauty only really shines for her husband. Because you can see it. You can see it in people, like when they look at the person they love, they're just probably glowing, that does happen. But, or look how, like if you've been disappointed in a relationship, you can start reflecting. Your looks will start reflecting how that person has treated you. You can go from feeling like the cutest thing in the world to just feeling ugly because somebody else had kind of put that on you, Oh, yeah. Yeah, that does happen too. But I think everybody's cute in the world. Not in a sexual way. It's just everybody's got a good smile or something just really cute about them. That's how God made us. That's what I had written back, that, yeah, I think God did a pretty good job. So anyway. Yeah. I'm being really careful what I watch today, being that it's Monday and people are heading to work. It's like, you gotta be careful because some of them get crabby, Doug was up pretty darn early. I'm not sure, at least about 7 or so. For him, it's sort of early because he usually stays up really late. And like in the middle of the night, he'll get a lot of information off the net that you don't see. Like on the other side of the world, they're putting out news, and he gathers like a lot of that. And then, excuse me, by the time he, excuse me again, my coffee and a vitamin, I'm sitting there trying not to belch. Well, I don't, probably wouldn't a big one, but it's like the acid, sort of like an acid reflux, but not quite, you know. It's like, well, yeah, but I don't want to eat. I'm not hungry or anything, so it's just a coffee. But anyway, so then he was talking how he'll see these things at nighttime. Then when he gets up in the next day, they're like wiped off of Facebook, off of his timeline where they were. Like if they were there at 3 in the morning, they're not there by 10 o'clock or noon the next day. So if you don't see what's going on, like they'll be scrubbed off the net. So from what the people he follows. So I don't know. There was a couple interesting things. What did he send me? Just a sec here. Whatever it was. He said a friend had sent through a couple of songs. I didn't see him though. Come on now. Oh, he sent through a chocolate banana cake this guy made. Oh, something about Nasargasara, which is in the scriptures. It means the gold or going for the gold. Kind of like they do with the Olympics, only it's not talking about that. It's a spiritual thing. Nasargasara and medbeds, and something about QFS Q phones. I might watch that. Not sure what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna pull it up and have it there just on. Yeah, I know they have like med beds and stuff. They can heal people with frequencies and different things, but they don't put it out there for the public, you know. So we can heal. You know, why heal the working class, right? All we do is make money for them. And when we drop, we're expendable. You know, there's always somebody else to cook your french fries or whatever. And my friend Sarah's talking about her horses. Let's see what she says. The horses are starting their pre-season shed. Leaf is the most noticeable because he's got the thickest winter coat. Joseph barely shows his shed, but that's deceptive. When spring comes, his hair rakes off him like snow on a windshield. Galileo holds to his winter coat the longest. I suspect that because he's older and wiser. You never know when the winds will change. Little birdies are beginning to scamper around in the morning. That's a welcome sight. I can even hear them chirp sometimes. She's a writer and a poet too. She's well read, well versed, nice lady. Yes, I did know this. Did you know the antioxidants in dark chocolate can relax blood vessels and improve blood flow? Yep, sure did. So that means you have to eat like 4 times as much milk chocolate to compensate, right? Or just eat some cocoa powder. Oh, yuck. Yeah, that's not a good idea. It's a beautiful day here. It is kind of cold. It's 34 degrees. Not too bad. Could be worse, but yeah, it was chilly when I went out early. It wasn't above 30 when I went out earlier, so. But it's 20 minutes to 12 in the well, it's not afternoon, 20 minutes to 12 a.m. So I don't know if your computer, if you have Windows, but I've got an HP laptop with Windows, and this I don't do things on the cloud, and I wasn't going to sign up for any of their stuff. Every morning now for the last 2 weeks, this pop-up has been popping up. A window that doesn't want to close. It's trying to force me to sign up for their cloud stuff, like with photos and that type of thing, and I don't want to do it. And they won't let me close out of it. And another thing that Windows did with their OneDrive, to go and clean up any of your videos or your photos or anything out of Photo Legacy, they make you click on it in Photo Legacy, then you open up your OneDrive and you go in there into the recycle bin, and instead of just being able to delete it from there, you have to delete it from Photo Legacy, go into OneDrive and delete it again, and then it says that they're not deleted and you have to click them again and then click delete like 2 more times, and finally I don't know if it's a precaution so you don't like delete things that you might not want to if you're in a hurry, or what it, like a precaution like I say, or what it is, but it is annoying. And they just changed that about probably a few weeks ago also, with probably the last update we have for our system that they have us in on our computers. I don't know, I think some of it's rather stupid. Um, yeah, maybe just intentionally wasting our time. I don't know. My last HP, until somebody got on there watching porn, not Doug, I had for almost 11 years and had taken care of it, and I was writing a book. You can run, but you just can't hide. This is a long time ago, and now I've heard people like take like some of my sayings and running with them. I get it. Like you can pick the hill you want to die on. I've got a video named that. Um, then I heard a lot of people saying it. Yeah, whatever. Because they think they're up there, you know. But when they're up there on top of that hill, And if you were a sniper and you were down in the valley and you seen somebody up on the mountain, you have a clear shot to take them out. So although they're up there and they think they're on a throne, they're an actual dead target. Open. They're open up there to be a target, because that's the position they choose, to think that they're up there and you're down there, not knowing that you're a sniper to take them out, because they think they're up there. So, yeah, pick the hill you want to die on, freaks. Friend of mine, I'm going to pull that up, and I'm sick of it too, but there's nothing we can do about this type of things in our lives. But he had written, "What's with these creeps posting porn in their stories on Facebook?" And I wrote, "Makes a person wonder who they encounter on a daily basis. To me, sick world." And I do wonder. It's like, who am I talking to? Well, you're filthy in there, and that's, to me, wicked. You can sugarcoat it, but if I know my Father, God, our Father, doesn't approve of us lusting like that, it's one of the 7 deadly sins. Well, and I point it out to people because I can control that. I always have, because it repulses me. Yeah, no one said that taking down a 6,000-year-old death cult would be easy. Yeah, memes are a good start. Jesus did it already. Oh, did he? Huh. Is that why babies are still being raped and used for body parts and everything else? Oh, is that right? Huh. What did he do? Yeah, it's not over till it's over. He did not already do it. He began. It's far from over. I'm not demeaning our Father in heaven at all, or what Christ did for us. I'm just saying, he might have started the progress, or started the procession of it, but it's by no means over. The number one seller, you would think cartels, would be drugs or guns, or nah, it's humans. That's what's going on. That's their biggest money maker, because they can use a child up until what they call aged out at about 15. But just imagine what's happening to those children for 15 years. And then they have sickos that haven't tried killing anybody before, and they'll pay big money for that too. Or maybe they want to kill somebody that's little, just to get their adrenaline up, and that type of thing. They're harvesting that. If you know about the Five Gorges Dam over in China, or any of the stuff that's going on underneath those walls, if you've heard about any of that, there's a lot of sick things going on in the world that Christ coming down here in the flesh for us has not solved, because he's not in everybody's heart. Someday this world might be like that, but it isn't. It sounds sweet, and the person who wrote that, her name's Esther. Nice name. I'm going to give it a care because she needs to be cared about if she's that child-minded. I was going to say infantile, but I don't want to insult her, you know. Got a picture of Elvis with his great-grandmother, who was a full-blooded Cherokee, and her name was Mourning Dove. That brings to mind the morning star. We know the word morning means more than one thing. Who would be the star of morning? Maybe somebody that killed another person and then is mourning after that? Or somebody that had a person die that they were close to and they would be the star of the morning? And just a couple other ways to look at not just the sun in the sky, but maybe the first star we see in the morning is Venus at daybreak because it's dusk and you can see the sun coming up, but before you see the sun coming up, you see Venus in the sky. And that's a morning star. It's the only morning star. The sun isn't a star, it's a planet. So a lot of people will mix them two things up with the scriptures and not really look at it logically or the way it's actually written. And like the light bearer saying that Lucifer brings the light. No, it doesn't say light bringer. It says light bearer. If I'm going to bear with you, I'm bearing something that you're giving. Satan is bearing the light of Christ. He's bearing it. He has to. He doesn't have a choice. He's bearing it. He's not the bringer. He's bearing it. It's language. It's words. Not the light. Are you kidding? Anyway. So, yeah, I'll look at a few more memes and talk to you for a while here. Oh, yeah, that's true. Stop walking around with a mouth full of scripture and a heart full of hate. Bam. There's people that say that they're Christ, but they don't exhibit the Christ spirit. They're like dead Affleck. They are empty and cold. That doesn't, the Christ spirit is not empty and cold, you know? But these people seem to think that it is, and they are, and I like Psalms 91:11. For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. If you feel God is protecting you, touch the angel and write amen. I don't do that. You go touch an angel and you write amen. You do it for me. Thank you. Here's a good one. If you line up your ex-lovers in a row, you can see the flow chart of your mental illness. That's rich. Oh, Philo wrote, a judge must bear in mind that when he tries a case, he himself is on trial. Yes. That's why it's judged, lest we be judged by the same measure. Why do you need somebody to judge you when you have God in your heart? There's the judge. All the judging you need is right there when we know the difference between right and wrong without any excuses or bullshit or just because other people do it. This is nice. If I'm lacking, teach me, don't belittle me or talk down. Help me grow. Yeah, that's true. But if you're just definitely evil, I'll more than belittle you. I'll slay you with my words. Belittle wouldn't even cover the magnitude of what's coming. Belittle? Yeah, no, it's not even close. I like this. It's true. You don't need 30 rounds to hunt. Correct. But the Second Amendment wasn't written in case of a deer turns against us. Which reminds me, how are they doing with their fake alien invasion? Or is it reptiles this week? Nah, how about it? They're just wicked people trying to make honest, hard-working people believe that there's other bipedal entities on this planet that are nefarious, or that they're going to help us clean up our world because it's so filthy and full of carbon that the trees love. And yeah, these people with their calling fallen demons, angels, aliens. Yeah, this is true. The more a child feels attached to the mother, the more secure he is in his acceptance of himself and the rest of the world. The more love he gets, the more he is capable of giving. Attachment is central to develop a developing child as eating and breathing. And that can be interrupted by wicked people. You know, and your child can be ruined intentionally by wicked people in that way, especially if the mother's working and there's a deadbeat type father around that wanted to be a house husband that ended up being a pedo. and it'll wreck your kid in a heartbeat. How about this? We are not all equal. I worked very hard my entire life to get what I have. Most of the people I know have too. I deserve where I am in life, and I will not give up what I have earned to someone who has not, so someone who has not can feel equal, nor will I assume they're dead. I have had to pay my debt. I insist everyone else be held to that same standard. Yeah, that's true. And you know, that's like I shared what socialism is yesterday. That's people that want what you have, everything you have, except for the job that it took to get everything. The work that you did to get the things you have, or the things you went without to maintain the things you have. Well, I'm going to get this uploaded. Like I said, just sharing part of my day with you. I hope your week is wonderful ahead. Thank you for joining me. I love you all. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.